Hey, I'm really excited to share something with you going on here at Calhoun Middle School. I have the most fantastic teachers ever, but every once in a while I go into a room and I'm just simply blown away. And that's something that happened last week, and so I wanted an opportunity to share this with our teachers, but also with parents so they could get a glimpse into what goes on inside the classroom. This year, the theme in Calhoun City Schools is excellence is not a destination, it's a journey, #drive. So these teachers took the #drive and ramped it up a notch. They were looking for a different way to offer instruction in their classroom. Students now do not learn like students did years ago. Lecture does not work. We have to keep things engaging. We have to keep it moving. We have to keep them hands-on. We have to incorporate technology. Teaching is very, very complicated right now. And these teachers took the drive concept and they created a station-based classroom. And it's for 8th grade science. It is absolutely amazing. And when I'm in there and the students can tell me exactly what they're learning, why they're learning, what the standard is, how they know they've met the standard, that's pretty just mind-blowing. So I wanted to take just a few minutes, let the kids tell you about what they're doing, and then let you hear from the teachers as well. So welcome to a glimpse inside Calhoun Middle School where CMS rocks. Thank you.
Well, we are really excited about this because we kind of needed a little bit of rejuvenation after many years of teaching science to 8th graders who can be a little bit complacent.
That's right.
And so we wanted to kind of jazz up our instruction, but it ended up inspiring us.
Right.
Didn't you say yesterday you were real?
Oh, I'm real excited. I mean, we have tons of resources. We've got things that we've used so many times, really good resources that have been real successful. But I was just so excited being able to get all of that reorganized and to be able to use all of it. Yeah, we had to pick and choose what we were going to use, but now we really have the ability to use everything that we have, and then we can add any new things to it at any time. In fact, we're constantly thinking about new ways to improve it, and we run across different things that will fit in this station or that station, and it's been a lot of work, but it's been very exciting too. I love what we've done.
The main reason that we started this was to incorporate technology with limited resources.
Yes.
And we knew that we had to use what we had, and so we thought, well, we'll just have a station. And then from there we thought, well, we need to have this every day, and these kids are going to miss out on our instruction. So then we just decided to take everything that we already had and put it into stations. And that's basically, if I were giving advice to somebody starting this, you don't have to recreate anything. You may want to, but at first you don't have to. You just take what you're already using, and then, and I know we've got to hurry and I don't want to hog. Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
What I have noticed is that with the TEACS evaluation tool, it is a wonderful way when someone comes in to observe you to show all the things that you do with your instruction. And then with the Elliott tool, from the student perspective, they're constantly engaged. So that was kind of a nice
Side benefit.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What are some side benefits you've noticed with the students that maybe you did not count on when you started this?
Well, I think they really like what we're doing because it's just not a point of getting bogged down and bored with everybody doing the same thing every day. And then they actually look forward to certain stations because they'll work on one, but then they're looking at one that they're going to. Because this is another thing. We had so many hands-on activities and demos and things that was so hard to get to all of them and use them. And now we have an area for that. We have a station that's just discovery labs. They can do all kind of labs over there and working independently and getting stuff done. And then we also have an inquiry station, which we do lab experiments and things over there, and where they're working on their science process skills and things like that. So they'll be looking around and be real excited about even what's coming next. So it's really made a big difference in them. I think they enjoy it a lot.
Some side benefits also, it allows for differentiation so well. Miss McFry is really strong at differentiating for students who need support, and then I'll bring in differentiation for students that need enrichment, and we share, and it's great. Also, it helps with keeping students organized. They have to keep up with their artifacts or they don't get credit for them. So that has helped. And then the other thing that I noticed is the drive sheets. They have to assess themselves on a daily, weekly, rotation basis, and so they keep up with that. That keeps them organized. They're writing down what they learned the day before, so that helps them reconnect with what they've learned. Just so many benefits.
What was the hardest part as teachers to do? Because this is an innovative way to look at setting up your classroom.
Well, it's kind of, well, now we do little mini lessons along too. So sometimes we'll have to do a whole class lesson. Sometimes we'll have to do a whole class lab. But to get in there and just, instead of just dominating a lot of things, you're backing off. You're letting them, and and honestly, they're learning to be responsible for their own learning. That's what they need to do, especially going to high school, 8th grade. They need to be able to do that. And it's kind of hard to turn loose, even though you go around from station to station doing little mini lectures or whatever, explanations to everybody, but it is just to be a facilitator and walk around and let them work and let them explore and let them learn the way that they learn.
And one hard thing that you didn't mention was getting it started. We put a lot of man hours, but it gets better every unit.
Oh, yes.
It gets better every unit. Once we can go paperless, and when we have time, we want to write for a grant so that we can get Chromebooks, because if we were able to go paperless, our preparation would be very small. We'd have more time to look for innovative things, because we were already thinking of what all we could do if every child did have a Chromebook. We could attach all of our paperworks in Google Docs, our PowerPoints in Google Docs.
Everything. It would it would be so much easier. So we're actually looking forward to when we can do that. I mean, we're actually excited about that. And then it's just, we're constantly adding to it. We bounce ideas off each other all the time.
Yeah, and Miss McFry even thought of something yesterday, and it was just the smartest thing in the world. We've been grading all these packets, and she said, well, let's let them assess each. So now they're having to get their packet out, and they have an assessment that they have to fill out for each station to check to see if they were thorough enough for each station. So that was great. That was genius.
We even call that the final lap. Then this is based on the hashtag drive in each station. So
what are we going to call this next year?
I don't know. We'll come up with something.
I'll give you advance notice of the theme. Okay?
Yes,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. You are awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the hashtag station. Usually we use electronics here, and Ms. Kemp has these papers laid out. So for this one, we used WebQuest, so we logged on, and then it has a bunch of questions, and we just have an answer sheet right here. And so it's just a different way of learning. It's pretty interesting and helps a lot. So.
Okay, our V station.
The vocabulary station. What we worked on was solids, liquid, gases, and plasma. We learned that plasma is what's like in stars and stuff. And we learned the 3 states of matter. And then we made a Venn diagram of all 3.
And what do you call these things that you're collecting as you go? I know I heard Miss Kemp talk about it a minute ago. And she said, make sure you have all of your...
There are artifacts.
Very good. Okay, moving on. Next we have our E station.
Okay, so the E station is where you get a piece of writing, such as this, incorporated into your notes, and also foldable cutouts, and it really helps you understand the topic that we're learning about.
Very nice. All right, back to our I station.
This is the I station, and it's the inquiry station, and we would go through and find the problem of a, I don't know what you call it, a problem. Then we'd find the hypothesis, and then figure out the materials, and then get the results and come to a conclusion on the problem.
Excellent. So this time, what did you do in this station?
Well, we went through and we made these little paper helicopters, and we would add paper clips on them, and we would figure out how they would fall when the paper clips were added onto them.
fun. Okay, next we have our R station.
Alright, so R is for reading. We have all our artifacts laid out here, and basically what you would do, you would read, you'd have a bunch of PowerPoints that you're supposed to read, and we read notes on it, and then we'd copy them, and then we'd write them down, and we'd figure out what they were. And then we have a couple other papers where we answer questions and basically read laugh of what we went over in the PowerPoints.
Okay, excellent. And what did you do with these things this week?
These we figured out.
Yes, ma'am.
We figured out what was
over you for a minute, please? Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
we figured out what was colloid, what was a solution, what was a mixture. They were all mixtures, but what was a solution, and just put things on them, and she would tell us we were correct about them.
Excellent. And last but not least,
All right, at this station we learned like about physical changes, like whenever we cut the snowflakes, how it changes it physically because we're like cutting it apart and stuff.
mhm.
And so that's
So we're making like a chain, and it'll turn out like this, because it's a physical change. Because it's still, if you put it back, it'll still be like the same shape.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't be a chemical. It's a physical.
Great. And this is the D station, which stands for what?
Discovery.